Well, Kofi Bedu, DJ Welbeck, Kofi Bedu, Jumo Boy, and Pay, Name Bomodi as met me. I told you, maybe I'm a tour and for MZ, the Micro Hima, a Duchumwa Mosa, Betty me, Atosa, a Jumi, Kama. Machao, Madawas Macau, so a Ghanaian, now, oh, yeah, a proud Ghanaian, because Obakoso exhibited these qualities, patriotism, love for your country, truthfulness, and honesty. Very, very important. You know, Emma all minded down so a question because where you sue any buyer, o can see a near now the Chichiri Kura, a Buaka Siepa, and Tishan, so say you are a proud Ghanaian only if you continue to sustain and exhibit these qualities: truthfulness, transparency, again, patriotism, and love for your country. Very, very important. So, never we saw sharing so. And sana, Boba, I have for this year so there. When you say the biggest homecoming, there Basso, 30th, 31st of this very year, December 7 American, and the 30th, 31st of December, and the 1st of January, 2023, the biggest homecoming summit for additional Basso. And my main cast, Kent's Cottage, Chief Executive, Bechem United, Agama, Nasi, Anna Council of State for Anna Fee. Under the able leadership of George Boachi, for regional minister. Fortunately, regional minister wa Homanoso, another one region, Nyomabia, Imo Rem Kakresi, na Jansu si, Ntieve, the minister, and pay baby or Makwa Kudu. In for Boachi, Machien. Hello, Machien.
Hello.
Machi Minister, Pomti say.
But you saw mine, a Macasio.
The Oya me and the Intisana met me a Casa, half regional minister, Machi.
But you saw mine.
Good. Now, another, the Essino, and a pay, and who come out to say?
Yanko Padaroma, Bibia, Body BNC view. Na Yatimi Abuama and Korana Yamatres. And in a Macaraka. You say a dime Biama Omo, make me Akomo school. Management Bishiane, the Omushiana, and Ebehu say, Ebia Omebri Kaman Krana Kufi Kakra, no Masaba. And Mr. Biomba Nebiana and Tina Esi. It is so far the Esiwa no, what for be a CBU.
Now, Rex came paying for more Nukrebe and the woman say. The whole of region, fire tenders, no, and papa.
Mine, the all has to see, your baby and Sambia, Musoka Kaum, and they say, but a jagu, penny for so. I'm a regional fire officer, a backer. I was about Kuja box, and about water tank, my name may be, and he Omoba, no matter. Pesa de man near Bacocrano. Celebaya, sir, at the HBCU. And I say, Secrano, you beat me, I respond swiftly.
Hey, I don't know what she said, and you want me Judy Pan, I'm no Casanka, because I'm with me, Palm Fire Officer on this explanation by you. Because clearly, if you know that this is the challenge, now up to this point, it just say a Japadie. I feel now already report to Concrete. Say, you
say. Some of these things in the Toribia, and I'm a busy schedule. Never which may escape Kakra. Minister,
but the truth is that by your own pressure in our boss because you manage the region on behalf of the president. So, on no fire officer, no say, or no the pickup, a baby a gesture. No, but with this explanation of gearbox and co-minis, I think that he's not taking the region seriously. They say in Quadano. Mattress Omanya Biadaso.
Mattress, they say Obanyabi. Now, a bill Holma, Omonia in ashes. There is a case of two of them, Kwabena Agyei Agyepong, and Tina de Omona, and Tiana management is here. Now, Omedisa, they say, Abia Omamako, fee for some a week or two. Now, Ometimako, Bobo, Ombabano. That's good to me up, baby. temporary place bi a ebema wo mo atena community bi a school dia no ebetimi hostel no ebetimi akokora no
ba ebasia say mo ankasa coordinating council muni capre muni dama ana mo nyantem na mo nton kram fra hafo adehye na enene kine ya no ye mfa sika bi ntufutuom ni nwuma ahodo ye ewa hafo asase so ye mfa sika bi ntufutuom kukila mo ntimi peja ye de ani beto aban so de onim say enye nasem. Why are we not also thinking of that way?
Me no ya jrepa di em say your best for sa so alternative so afi na me dem say so ebenya very positive response from citizens no.
Hostel na mo pese mo de mo call no kania wo ho.
O say e dey na wo.
New hostel facility bi a ese mu si no a mo wie no kania wo ho.
I hostel the school there na kania wo ho.
No, but the head principal of the nursing and midwifery college no say mo contemplate say edan foforo bi esi ben mo a eno no mo si mo de nkwada no be kwa kogu ho na sa dan no kania nim na mebusa say about your notice ana
dabi and a ma to my notice it anopay mera sha ko ma ko re.
All right, Minister Badasi eye Kofi Joe kwan no so akoyi sen
eguso pa Roma eji ya me sunshao
mate
Minister Adom a chen weeks uhume.
All right, Minister Badasi em say morning di eye nurse and midwifery from Kwala Nkomo na chiman na afi to tuno maye our Minister George Boache na wate ninka se okasa ye hwe nim se area Kwabena Agyei Agyepong be ba be kan sa medika catch say or special guest na na betwetwe nkomo en nkomo ni nyina ejina said ye ene NPP amanyuku oka ho amamu se de mesiko ono ankasa personally nenti ase ono ma ba ko me na afi wasisu dua se ampase franka to 4 pen so a ebre ne so NPP amanyuku ma obekwa ko press ye nto so aba na ombedi NPP amanyuku ma na what is the motivation ye kwaba e ba otena chance na edisa nkomo by trying come so as a mekacho say area Kwabena Agyei Agyepong and in the between come I'm sure say ebia na afi ya wo there but he needs no introduction bra ye kwosona no wa fo hwe bia obeka say eh papa yoti we o say ya me so me so fo na hwe obeka eh papa yoti we ba ebia obeti makai ne kese pa agudiem there way back fapem sports through to press secretary through to all manner of people on my more amanyo semu ewo my Ghana mu nti ye kasa ye chichiro my Ghana kebami kabi amanyo semu ho common experience and exposure there esem bebre me man we fi engineer and now say active politician nti anopay na emum na ema na kwa abane na say short notice e de man no onso age bre so na ebedi nkomo ira Kwabena Agyei Agyepong akwaba
why we dem just that's I'm say me ba hache
papa yi
who so hache
yes the bibia woko
nyame adom
mo say aban no wo momunsem amamu no wo momunsem
ewo there's a difference between party and government a party and a wo aban
nti amamu no wo aban
sem yeah
any party ni sem but party ni bua kakra chire kakra
but it's still a government of President Akufo-Adjei.
So a government of President Akufo-Adjei, almost 6 years into that government.
That's right.
Oh, you're part of the party didn't buy.
Yes.
Our government.
Yeah.
Oh, you're satisfied with President Akufo-Adjei so far, the performance.
I'm say journalists more interested in me comment on the performance of a government.
No, because I am a for commenting.
Yeah, I am a
we have to comment.
No, be there. You comment here. On minor team as a country, there are 3 major issues. We have social issues, we have economic issues, and we have political issues. The idea, as a country, this is 65 years. In fact, the first 35 was very chaotic. Coups, but nyamencha a kwanya on minor fast kakra, and ne. For the last 30 years, a smooth democratic governance, despite all the challenges, say, as a country. mesre na makaso so because MPP yana nipa ni piref say if you look at the recent census one adi up to 40 years they are in the large majority emu enyinya say akaka bi so enti eniema Ghana afemu no dodo na enim yesi adibu ho kurawa faso city etie no asomu ye chense free hoko. The democracy that we are having did not come cheap. It came through a lot of sacrifices from our forefathers and some of us, even as young people. And then Mabaha television station. In those days, there was only one, Ghana Broadcasting Corporation Television. It took a struggle. So what a radio either. Tarzan Rekubu Victor Newman.
Yeah.
People had to risk their lives. And sana kebima minkebi amemu ebitin Ghana hasi. And this no, yes, and kwan ho adwo
obi aba na
odensem rem adwo tu ka se epo bi akoyi na munam awe a nipa di America esija so na se ehye na wo se obi nko kan hwe kra.
So what was dwelling much more in history?
Not much more in history. If you free bar, we don't know your history, you can't guide your forward march. Into SESUMBB, if the journey that the country has traveled over the last 30 years of constitutional democracy, say no, we place too much emphasis on politics. Politics who here? I mean, yes, sir. Absolving government of the day from the issues of state. No. But as a people, we have to look at ourselves. After all, engineers today. So a questioner. Obu a constant SK. Obu a variable B and A and B. Na amount a product. So to say parties me no na arane abayin. So it has changed. Your co-opposition, your power, your co-opposition, your power is the same, your party. But they are constant need the state Ghana, the public service, and the civil service. And next year, bedru Mpensenpensemu, yenye happier. Yes, political leadership should accept responsibility, but we have to look at ourselves as a people, as Ghanaians, and also the public services and the conduct of the public service.
So the money
here, kesi. Nansen wutete yes Auditor General's report say ene me madam or a food contractor me money din and some more catch them it happen say obi wo ha obetimi abora buffer stock no wakoje invoice no the co headmaster bi ho no asensan aduane ese e co supply emu half ne adi supply no so enko nya honko. Nansen, I've had reason to talk about the Tema Harbor, which leaks like a basket. I think, say, we are getting perhaps maybe 20% of what we should be able to get because of the corruption and the collusion. And in Niama Emsen, I said there have been certain reports. And as a people, we have ended where we are. We have to begin to look at ourselves. And then the political leadership also is very important. Even our understanding of what party politics is and what public service is. Public service, it means exactly what it is. Service to the public. My political doctrine is based on 3 S's. A friend, a triple S. Service, sacrifice, and selflessness. Se unisa character traits we are. And yes, all being politics. And I need empathy. Tima. Se what take care. Sit in a bit fresh, gleaming V8 mui. Now drew traffic light. Na Ghana ni badge na hona kwalashe na chi. Na wie bono. No so. Sebi. Ebi ankate. Anase kube. Anase ahwede. Ohwe enu 40 cedis kra. Na say bibi nhyewa komammu. Na say you don't need to be close to politics. Nti eno na ha me say And that is why I'm talking about these things. Me can't, especially some of our people in our party, they feel uncomfortable. You are washing, which is not washing dirty linen in public. And no cry you can as Ghanaians.
I want to be say, and then in fact, my last engagement with you, Tamale, you stood by these principles.
That's right. That's
right. I'm surprised you are still holding on to this principle.
Of course, I would never change.
When the system is not really giving you the leeway,
it doesn't matter.
They are operating.
And no, they coming Ghana, and I believe in those principles. I will die by.
So what continues to be the challenge?
That is why we need a critical mass. Here nipa dodo kakra. Omoje sa neme die. Na womatimia direct the country. We need to create a coalition of the willing. A critical mass of Ghanaians who believe that public service is exactly what it is. Public service. Ghana have me opposed to him. Who call your friends and vetting cry? I him for tutuntuma delegations near. We are too celebratory. Say man poster. You tutu powder
go.
Meanwhile, a juma a day man, a juma a ding. So one way you lose focus of your assignment. The assignment to rebuild the country and to restore our cherished values. And then your value system a collapse. Now, if we the political leaders, we don't talk like that, I'm making sure say your best is why the message am I? Why the message am I? So for me, where we have arrived at this destination because political leadership and the people at large have misunderstood the concept of governance and party politics. Eye binumu say party politics ye ken. Oh, ye ba ben mu a etise kick. Uno party kwani e betwitwa. Ne didi ne ekọ. Na another one so aba no so be didi ne ekọ. E be we na aboa no. Ye tutu ne hu nyina na aka ne nkase. Is that what we want as a country?
But that is what is happening.
It is wrong. And I want to be an advocate for that. We should stop it. That kind of leadership hasn't helped us. We are president, you are president of the Republic of Ghana and commander-in-chief because we share Ghana for you. Yes, of course, so we are NDC new, so we are NPP new. Or party or power, there are advantages in life. It is true, and they will because you say akokoba obe ninano unya abebesre. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And here there are certain advantages you may get, but the focus and the true spirit has to be of national interest to make sure say, we are doing good for the people of Ghana. Now, Kwabena say to say no, Ampofo Ghana for kasa. There's despondency, there's desperation. Ampofo nijidie wa politics. I saw a lot of Afrobarometer surveys, and the confidence in the political architecture is dwindling. Just draining a trickle from. I didn't. Ye niye. Yesuni ye ban ye kasa ahombrase ene edo a se de man ye ho no nyina disappear and then konkonsa kasantwie politics of insult omo ano eya omo na emo position because na no ya kodidi obi atem na oman team sisi ya binum team betina television so edi mampani atem e mampani we nko o me kasa me general secretary e party fo ebi so ane edi Joma Mati so dinner term to kwa bridge the placards because society because when a president leaves the country and he's outside especially he's an ambassador for all of us. Na yenini will be big cry American kroma. You can have decent protests but say I don't want to see a future president Ampofo-Adjei be treated that way. Me can't say no. One more MP me here party. So mumu di matem say ya tome concerning.
But that's what is happening now.
It is wrong, and we have to say it, whether it happens to John Mahama or Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. And we need to stop that. Now, this politics of slash and burn, Madam for be beauty. Was it politics Ghana had I say titi any person had the Afro. No, he say obi titi any person and sana wafro akosro. And in any case, so when you have Brisa Obesum, they said me dedicated my whole youth to this political tradition. From time I'm here 29 years. And you know, I said I'm Canadian, okay. Those days, yeah, by meeting. wo ye party e kote say osi heya na mpanimfo ne bi memo edin ebi di minister crisis ya wo musuro ntom tum pake ka wo jijami hotel ase e wo ha no manante me obehu makola asata na mi su dasan ACR 862 it was very popular in this country even as far back then let me show because I was prepared to sacrifice for this party and our tradition knowing what I had been through as a kid the tragedy that we suffered as a family I said say unyankopon mame ahoden ne enkwa ene tima na memfa nso moman so that we can finally banish military adventurism and bring back Kambiba Minkebia Memu. And if we celebrate 30 years, there are a lot of people who are not around, who put their lives to it. In those days, no, the likes of Mpensenpensemu, Kwesi Lamte, Jemfi Bikai, Kumasi.
Bikai.
Apia Minkanom, J. Addison, no. So, A.K. Deku, Tomia Metoponum. Just say, Reka Kraba question, ye kasi ye bodiya mintimi moni nyina ene mrante ani bia kan ye hubo mu as young executive forum that time busumi bia me young engineer of Ghana Highway Authority enso so we kakra obenya no ne akeka bom ne de akoma ageni mboate.
But we've lost all these values.
But those are the values that I'm passionate about. We need to restore those values. We have to go back to basics.
Restoration is easy, sir.
Enye easy, but yes ye kan ho asem. Muso so buka ho.
That's what I'm coming to say.
The fourth estate of the realm.
They will born central.
Because
he play a critical role. But what role now you play? Now already you work kakaya. I say boy bra.
Some na yi mo ho say mo be na sa. Because enokre da ho a mo mpese mo beka. Enokre da ho a the media are not prepared. They say what they do. I'm not here. You are free NPP. You are free NDC. Yes, Monkasa. Is that how to build a country? Who took America? Immediately after election, it will be a friend honeymoon period. Politics, I won't think first 2 years because you might abide space so omunye ejuma. Now you caught towards the election. No, I be accountable to the people. So with them, John. Because the term of office is 4 years. The term of office, you can only pass judgment at the end of the 4 years. Ghana former passing judgment back with that. My count baby me can ne. We 2016. Ejumedia ye and the choir ye winning massively. That was the biggest victory in this fourth republic. Now, Ebedru 2020, our parliamentary majority of 63 seats disappears to 0. Our popular vote is halved. It's just what can be big crisis, which I expect the president as an experienced politician with Diagrechi should look at that and say, hey, so that he will give the NPP an opportunity to have a historic third victory, which we need. Because if you look at the country of 65 years here, we share your tradition, your friend UP. Yes, the United Party tradition, we, Mr. Kofo, 8 years. We did an Adom, 8 years, now you busy at 2.5 years. Okay, 18 out of 65. If you don't cry because a free fund at the end of the nation, until the end of free fund, 3 years, 66, 69, 21. And same old pass all balance here. Out of 60.
Back off.
Until the Ghanaian people haven't had the privilege of having the UP tradition in charge for a long time. And I know say we are good for the country. We are always better. Yene bar. Yana business community no energy. Then so say there is a fact of the matter. I expect the media to rise above petty talk, kasa emfata, enyema in here, and let's dwell on the big issues. If you are saying sika anya odia untimi ndi.
Sika anya odia.
Enya debi enya se odi wa utiwe amahe wo fie. Ude debia me yesa amfatu hu. So to try and put how to manage a country and how to manage your home. And yet the nation is very complex, but the principles, underlying principles, you know, the same. Sika yutia wo baby awe adwuma. Eno ho aduane na obehyecha o table so e wo fie. Menyi ni se wo fie a na uniska obekwa akwese wokobo bosia akoto corn beef any champagne abetran say woody
because
uniska you can't sustain a champagne lifestyle with the kind of revenue I would generate.
So we are living like champagne people.
That's right. And near money be wa ena wa crowd so ye nipa na say wokobo bosia say how ferry say personally very edin ansa na ho be kire pa ansa na wako onu emi ho eno kra no pe obi a on
on mama on ten
na face on come and comfort say wo akire ni say nti na eduru ba bia ye ntimi kobo bosia na ye parties Ministry of Finance or Ghana because it has become ukoka nipa bi mpese oka. We've got to think about how to raise revenue to improve the controls at the port and our means of revenue generation. And when I say focus your attention, which areas the country is facing a major situation with unemployment. One more dozen, there's a population explosion. Meanwhile, nobody talks about family planning anymore in this country. It's a serious matter that we should be discussing. Family planning. People should not have more than 3-4 kids. And we don't have the money to sustain it. See, it has brought untold hardship on the country. Every year we are pulling in about 100,000 students out of SHS. Opportunities for them to be taken up on board anyhow. So we see a strategy which sectors of the economy can absorb more of the youth in productive employment. A place like a sector like tourism, we treat with kid gloves. Which I say, countries like Tunisia, countries like Croatia, Slovenia, I've been there, Costa Rica. Recently, I was in Costa Rica in March for the World Engineering Convention. Now, Akrokito Etisegan, the neatness of the place, the neatness of the people, there are social issues. I see a can say. Now, you are born sati as say, yeah, JBB atras our Ghana. Uko tranto truma, mate no cry, sebi, a Jericho be on shed January. These are things we should deal with.
I can't mind it.
Uko certain a year taxi or bonnet tie, neat, or no kind of betches over to Makokakum Park. Who drew airport? Oh, wait, Makoha, you're training Omo as part of the tourism program.
But her mindset, no chief, and he said, what do airport? Nipan names or land the operation boo.
And which is wrong. SCS airport no who drew her me. There's nothing to show that you arrived in Ghana. Who drew Heathrow? Who say almost our British for killed sir. You know everything. Who answer British also welcome to London. No actual castle, Windsor Castle, nebi boha. And what the whole white? I say Ministry of Tourism ne Ghana Airport Company yeah nanka castles a war a kwan one person even Christian Borg Castle which used to be the seat of the picture is not there. How can we be proud as a people? Uko Kumasi Fort, the historical name of Kwaku, a free fighter area or share the Uku maybe people want to look at that. And you may be brave. We have the opportunity to expand the tourism potential of this country. And also soon let me employ any people. So we be a hoteler. One more do waiters technicians you a funny be barmen why. And to say if even new factories and then because of modernization and computerization, robots near 2030. So as a people, we have to look at our competitive advantage. Agriculture is key. I'm using an example. It saddens my heart. Say, a French country, in Tokwesi, Cote d'Ivoire, I was press secretary to the president at the time. And no, don't introduce me. Now I'm afraid Irrigation Development Authority. So that time, Kwana Penny also go leave. And I'm saying, I'm recalling from leave. There's an opportunity for a big investment in the country. Although I would have wished, say Ghanaians, nay. And then the last time I checked, I saw a documentary. Their farm in Ghana now, so that time near Kope Asasiama or a Suchari side of me. I have a farm there, mango farm somewhere there. Near Kope Asasiama. They now have their farm stretches 12 kilometers.
12 kilometers.
12, there's a documentary, I've seen it. 12 from Compagnie Fruitière, company don't from Golden Exotics.
12 kilometers.
12 kilometers. They employ now close to 4,000 people who Ghana for no. They produce only bananas for export. Now this could have been owned by a Ghanaian if you are doing wow. After all, your machines na age, and your bro from the age, a Ghana for na. So, cocoa. Why is it that after 100 years of cocoa industry, make us say, "What to play in London? Here, roadshow, your compare Hey, cocoa here is for 100 years. Inti means yes, kakra men to another. Yeah, bet him the akoto. Every year after year after year. SCBB the trading room was saying in London. They go and syndicate loans because people benefit from syndicating loans, arrangement fees, legal fees, insurance. How is it? See, cocoa, $80. Yes, it is near tono. And yentimi mobilize locally. Na yentimi to cocoa no. Ne mum dollars ne ba no yemfa underwrite ye see this strength. Na yes na ko bobusia. Na the interest so ye ko interest a abroach interest 2-3 sometimes 2-3%. And so yen ko 8-9% in dollar. Na ye dia ba Ansana, with interest. Why are we doing this to ourselves? Because some individuals will make money out of it. We should have pleasure in serving society and helping each other. A friend, the guy, NPP nipa. Where is the rush? Where all of a sudden materialism has gripped Ghanaians, both in the public sector, politicians who are there to go and serve. Because me, I was press secretary to the president for over 5 years. I did not add on to my real estate. Me see as an engineer, the sweat from my engineering practice as a consultant engineer, and I'm this year. You can't say me do best. Me say me East Lagos. I don't know where you run na. Nipa better try for be better to TV so now 10,000 or 20,000. And when I built my house, none of them had built a house. But you don't need to brag about these things. In this country, we've lost our way because even in the church, it is happening. We are lost until we need to reset. I've talked about recalibration of our values, get back to basics. Yes, sir. Yes, I always conference. With the main customer review. Those days, help Papa, lawyer, doctor, banker, accountant. And then Papa, business macro the BC. And the values have changed.
Yes.
Professionals and intelligentsia who should have the principles of service to society are chasing money because they are about them. Inti, idea who here, the first things people look at for in a car metro. Me, as press secretary, for the first 2 years, chief of staff I used my own car to go to work because I didn't find the need. Number BMW 5 Series, 5.3, 5i. Bought from my own engineering practice. Number 5 Series, I feel now, of course, petrol, but it is not, people should have that spirit of sacrifice. Some of them children. Maintias say state-owned enterprises, laws-making state-owned enterprises. The appointee will be as chief executive. The first thing I got to new Land Cruiser note. These Land Cruisers, because of poor procurement in Tino, Land Cruisers, I make a Land Cruiser bag and $57,000. I remember the first of these new versions came in 2007 because I used one for my campaign as the youngest of the 17 aspirants. And then it been in $175,000, $180,000.
200,000.
I won't know because government buys most of it and people are colluding to inflate the prices because I know the prices in Europe and in the car markets nowhere near those figures. Because why do we want to rape the country? Why? And when you say it like this, Some people sit down and say, so, and we NPP now says, no. I'm a Ghanaian first and foremost, and I want everybody to understand. Even the ethnocentricity that has gripped this country, is here touching me. Me, yeah, me kumasi, roof room, near to me. Me go school, Royal International. Common entrance, not me withdrew. I topped. Virtually in those days. Yeah, didn't ban fancy him. Timid free kumasi, better fancy him 7 years. I mean, between fancy papa. Because many girls know what to crab, yeah, it's in Kobo. From there to come back to tech and lived my life after my national service in Accra. The bit my cousin say, my gamanche, bona. No waka foboye usu asante usu kinkawe jeme. Kame hishi. So, we have an issue in this country that we have to be frontal and deal with. Decency to society, care for each other, respect for the Ghanaian values, and the politics of slash and burn and insults must stop. And you, the media, have a point to prove. They say media for me to meet now. Where somewhere you didn't go for them. You wonder, are these trained journalists? Unprintable words? Uncultural to we, the Ghanaians? And they use it, and their bosses allow that to happen, and they still get in the employ of these media houses? It's atrocious. What is happening in our country? Because this is a beautiful country that is respected around the world. This country is respected. Oko conference. Said them free Costa Rica, boarding, representing engineers from Ghana. Most will be attending because they know we've practiced democracy, changing of governments, which is decent. Yes, we are gripped in a major situation. But of course, we all recognize the fact that the world situation has become a difficult place. Maka. And that me fa America say me fa ba. Trousers here say me. Me turn America. That time be $40. Na me dem say go so mo say 125 na me say the measurement that no sir. That no and dey say me. Even there inflation is right through the roof. Everybody is struggling in the whole world. Yes. But that's the more reason why as Ghanaians we have to even tighten our belts harder, especially the leaders. It cannot be. Say I say a IMF, Yenisika. Caterers annual duane for school for it 97 pesos in one city, which is not enough. It be the 8 months in Tuanka. Poor contractor, single man contractor, what do Dokwaho? It be a 300,000 cities. I'm an engineer, I know the sector, I know what is going on. Contractors are dying because they have not been paid. Then we can go and order vehicles, new vehicles, for our ministers to sit in.
But I know the
cars that they are using are good enough, and I want to challenge that. And I think the president should sack whoever organized that procurement. Why? Argentina mo yentimi balance your budget. Can we balance our budget? Untimi balance our budget. Ako toka amro. Etrem. Now why can't cry to Timona who's and Crofon and one here? We are munching. And these cars, look, I'm saying this because I was with the president during the campaign in 2020. The car that he gave me was a car he used in 2016. Or no, a personal car. And what did me? Say me can only campaign. It was a good, decent car. It was 2016 registered. Me and I'm standing at the command. Into that car can last you another 5 years. Why do you have to go? Me Land Cruiser am kota minya ho asem say yesin crofo e twa trust will be the tomami. I bought it in 2014. I still use it because I maintain it. It's still there. So why should you governor Uniska? Then you go and spend money on that? You shouldn't do that. We should love the country so much that see a yam crash saying, see a baby bisa. And to me that the air question do have here. But as a Ghanaian, as a politician, I'll speak about it openly. Because I love the country and I think that right things must be done in this country. Ni anyane sa ne kwe say we NPP ni we NDC ni omo ye niema na nye unka ne say NDC and NDC mo ho mo atem ska si mo kosi dan wo sagle me. How mo di akoto ruem kona baby aka ho. I mean, who took that technical decision? The people at the Ministry of Works and Housing, the engineers there, they should be questioned. Why? When you are taking a decision, you have to align. Look at the transport arrangements. What plans have you? Why do you go and cite it there when Accra has it, Adabraka has it? There's a lot of empty open spaces. We need to regenerate Accra. I'm a professional in the built environment, and we can do it. Why should people be living in Obite, Oyarifa, no, but ministries, commuting, or spend most of the time in traffic, polluting the atmosphere with the fumes from their cars, when there is enough space in and around Adabraka to house all those who are working in the central business district? I mean, this is simple planning. Physical planning. The anyone say, yes, he said, you say town and country planning. I feel yes, friends say, Land Use Spatial Planning Authority, LUSPA. What is in the name? So, the focus, there are a lot of issues that I have raised and that needs to be changed as a country. We've had 30 years of democracy. The Constitution says 19 ministers. Every government comes and appoints more, which I don't understand. I will not do that. I was press secretary to president. Ports and harbors, railways, aviation, every transport. I didn't like it because transport should be transport. The only element of transport that you can isolate is roads and highways because it is central to the development of a young country like Ghana. But aviation should not stand alone. Ports and harbors should not stand alone. Railways should not stand alone. It should be transport. And so we have a lot of ministries doing virtually the same thing and not giving us any result.
So like the ones you cited said, railway, aviation,
we have now decoupled sanitation and other things from works and housing.
Okay.
You can have one ministry of public works. Look, if you consolidate the ministries, you can even get less than 19. Kwabena Agyei Agyepong ministers. Ministers because these are things when you talk about it, people feel that we should talk about it. So you have a Supreme Court that has 16 judges. Do you know the cost of maintaining one Supreme Court judge? Why? It's a small country. Yenisika. So Yenisika. We are struggling. Yenisika. That's why we can't balance our budget. It's as simple as that. Once you have a deficit and you have to fall on others to plug that deficit, you then have to begin. There are two things. If you say either you cut your expenditure or you improve your revenue. That's how you balance your budget. We any rocket science. Anybody who has gone through engineering, you do construction economy, project management, so you do economics.
But we are a potential flag bearer and a president.
Yes.
And how in some Adani Kuru, a Chichili Kuru,
Yes.
a Peja Kuru Kwedim. So Kwabena Agyei Agyepong as president of Mother Ghana. Are you sure with the kind of mindset away and the corruptible attitude the mindset away? Ube team the 4-year term, no, attending Ghana with all these beautiful
I believe Ghana, if you are serious, you can turn it in 1 year.
1 year.
Ghanaians only law abiding. They take their inspiration and their notice from what you are doing. They be a Makasa public services. Yeah, ministers now we mobile because who call answer. Nkolana home ni baby and sasidi da. Oba beda da oh boss sasibi da cantonment so mama ma back. No I turn 8. No I'm 1. So who's stopping na on team turn 9. And why is it that the choicest lands in our country which belonged to the state of Ghana is also an entity. The state in the Nyeska. How do we sell these lands to ourselves cheaply and then unsell to so-called investors in a couple of days for millions of dollars? Not difference, not Kwabena, no, it's a loss to the state. So I've been against the sale of government lands, especially to political entities. I've always been against. That's why I was press secretary. Because I was against that practice. So started during the Rawlings administration. So, and you know, those who came and shot people for taking loans for 50 cedis,
grabbing lands.
They took state property for themselves. And so Timinka, because it's right there. So, and it has continued on and on and on, and we are sitting there looking on helplessly. How is it that banking crisis is a buy? So those in the Bank of Ghana, is there a monitoring division or inspectorate, the banking supervision, whatever they call them? Have you heard serious punishment? People going to jail for the things that happen? Banks, yes, almost fail it. No more liquidity support. Liquidity support here for Yesika. Na oma just support na no masanche ama. And they are walking around the streets of Accra as people wallow in poverty. And there's no indication and the political will to deal with such people. How do we run the country like that? Oko America, Fannie Mae, Nomne, Lehman Brothers. Ampofo went to jail for that. So, we need to deal with this thing. Look, Supreme Court, me feel say, and yes, your mom retire at 70. Because Lord, Lord, you know, catch us, Unina, and Uhunu. Se nipa no ahoden no onyare nko ade
after 70
on tenemu eduru baby na say owu a na replace and I say eduru baby are incapable of coming to court there na da bia mi so ye offer Samokujeto last week the 87 years
but still very
or ye member of the Council of State chese okoye jaja
kogusu ye adwuma
chese ke watena fie for 17 years ni
after 70 ye na film
and na make
but why adwuma bepem this
bepem ne. In the meantime, so the oba retire on their salary. Until ono kono, although the benefits they be year salary in the old retire. Until what point will be for one, just it double. And why are we hurting ourselves? We've made running the country very expensive. You started with 110 districts. Somehow we have arrived at 261. Right now, almost co-terminus with the constituencies. Why? Has it brought any results to us? Into your increasing number, me, I'm an engineer, I'm results driven, I'm mission minded. Into me results ni here, baby, I'll be generate results. And only here, this is football. So about 3, 1, 2, 1, we win here, Into why should we have now 261, and then we are spending the money that we hold?
Say
no, office, who's here? How do you benefit from it? How? Until we have a lot of issues as a country, we should look at it. And then again, for checks and balances, I've always felt that having ministers from parliament is something we should stop. There should be a clear departure.
Okay, so unfortunately, Kwabena Agyei debate, a brand extra, Kwabena Agyei Agyepong, and Adom this insightful conversation. We did say to us at the appropriate time. Thank you so much. So also need this and come away. Bye bye.